Okay, so the answer for your quiz question, you have to say that obviously you cannot put in doubt your formal conditions, which are space, time, and number, because whatever you do, you can't get rid of space, time, and number. For you, any representation should be different from you. You should see it for a while, and it is numbered. You say, it's 1 or 2 or whatever. So you see, space, time, and number are really the way your machine, your mind functions whenever it wants to represent something, meaning it wants to see something, imagine it, remember it, dream about it, think about it. Whatever you think about in the broad sense is spatio-temporal and numerical. I hope this is clear. So, are you then justified to doubt space, time, and number? You are under two conditions, which are God and nature. What does it mean? It means that when it comes to the thing and not your mind, you are justified to doubt. Maybe for you this room is, 16 square meter, but in itself, it's a tiny, tiny thing. Or it's not even a room. Maybe it's electricity in some computer generating a simulation. So you see, whatever you see around you, it's space, time, and number, but you're not sure if these essences or these characters, they fit or they correspond to something outside of your mind, which is indeed like your mind sees it. This is why you are justified to doubt the relation between your formal conditions and what they are supposed to describe. Now, if you are not sure about that relation, it means you're not the one doing it. And if you're not the one doing it, someone else is doing it, meaning either God, the perfect coordinator, or nature, the imperfect coordinator. And in both cases, you are justified to doubt. Why? Because if he's perfect, meaning he's super powerful, he can create you with a false mind. And if he's imperfect, he can make mistakes. So there might be a kind of bad correlation between your mind and what your mind is supposed to describe. Hence, you are justified to doubt. This is why each time you make a statement about the world and not about the images you see in your mind, you are betrayed. Whatever you say, you're not sure. So if you say it's blue, you say, I was betrayed. And if you say, I am betrayed, you are betrayed. This is what we call the insistent determination. You can stop here or you can add, if there is an insistent determination, there is someone or something, hence I exist. So I hope this is clear, this simple demonstration, where really Descartes is able to find the first existent, which is a betrayed being. The first existent, which is a betrayed being. So this was meditation 1. After that, we moved into meditation 2, which is the meditation that deals with the question, but who is or what is the betrayed being? And here again, Descartes is going to do a kind of meditation again. So I say, okay, I appear to myself as a body and a soul. What is a body? What is a soul? For understanding, for imagination. And then you understand that your soul, what is the essence of your soul? Thought. Why?
Because it's the only thing we cannot get rid of.
Thank you. Because you see, Descartes functions like that. What you cannot get rid of? This is what will tell you what the thing is essentially. Because the essence is that without which something cannot be. This is the essence. So, when you say essence is that without which a thing cannot be, it means you can't get rid of it when it comes to that thing. Right? So thought, if you want to get rid of thought, meaning you want to suspend thought, what do you need to do in order to do that? You need to think. Can you get rid of thought? No. Can you get rid of I'm walking? Yeah, I'm sleeping, eating, all of these, but not I'm thinking. This is how you know that the essence of the soul is thought. Now, if you take matter, and we have said that you study matter as it appears to you because you're not sure about the matter outside of you, and thought is appearing equals being. So you take matter. What is the essence of the appearing matter, of matter as it appears to you? So matter, you can get rid of everything beside what? Can you get rid of the the extension, and the flexibility. Can you get rid of the color? You make it melt, yeah. The smell, yeah. The touch, yeah. The warmth, yeah. The only thing that remains there, whatever you do, is something extended, as we say. You see it occupying, or it appears to occupy space. Oh. So now you get your two essences. What is the body? It's an extension that is, it's what can extend to the infinite and be infinitely flexible. What is the soul? Is what thinks. I hope now you understand that in both cases, you are only dealing with appearances. Meaning this is your thought, this is the mind, and you can reduce everything to an appearance. You can reduce everything to an appearance. Now, can you reduce this pen to an appearance? What do you say? So, how do you look at it? As if it's a, do you consider it to be plastic and, atoms? How do you look at it? Huh? As a pen, but how really? As a plastic? No. So I tell you, this is just an appearance. If you can, like a cylinder, no. Huh? No, not a matter at all. So, let's see. Can this room be an appearance? Meaning, can it be a mind entity? Yes. You know what appearance is? Mind entity. Meaning, there's no more in its being than what it appears to be. This is appearance. Is it clear? Very simple. How does this appear to be? Cylinder, what color? Red. Do you know that there's more now, outside of the car? Do you know that there are atoms, plastic, chemistry, and stuff like that? Yeah. How does it appear to you? Just as that image. But you have to be aware that it's not the problem that it's a cylinder. The problem is that it's this pure image. Okay? So, can you reduce anything to a pure image of your mind? Can you reduce an elephant to an image? Anyone? Yes, no? Yes. Yeah. Can you reduce your feeling cold? Is it something that appears to you? No. Your feeling cold. Do you see it? Do you apprehend it? Do you feel it? Yes. Yeah. So it's a pure feeling. Now, are you saying that it is cold somewhere, or is it just appearing to you that it's cold? Appearing to you. Thank you. Can you be in love when actually he's a total idiot? Yes. Or she? Yeah? Okay. So it happens. You think you're in love, meaning the character in question is incredible. Well, actually, your friend like you, come on, he, she is an idiot, so you shouldn't be in love. But for you, is he, she appearing like incredible? This is what they call appeal. Okay? Which means for you, as you say, for you, it's wonderful, but some people tell you, but no, look, it's not really wonderful. You can reduce the whole universe to a universe of pure appearances. So in this universe, you have appearances. You have houses, cows, you have whatever, stars, sun. All of these are appearances, meaning they are a kind of hallucinations. When you dream, do you see the whole universe as an appearance? When you dream? Yeah. So you can reduce now, not your nocturnal life to a hallucination, but your diurnal life to a hallucination. During the day, you can say, yeah, I'm hallucinating. All of these things I'm seeing are pure and simple appearances and nothing in themselves as such. Okay? You can do that by suspending their being in itself. Among these, you have matter, which is a very specific or peculiar appearance that we have studied. Okay? And you said that everything is appearing in this mind thing or mind entity. Now, is the mind a substance, or is thought, or is there a substance called the thinking substance, what we call the soul? Is the soul the thinking substance? What is a substance?
It's something that's not connected to us.
Huh?
Something that's not connected to us.
Something that?
Not connected to us.
No. What is substance? No.
It's independent.
What and what?
Presentation.
Essence and presence. Thank you. how thought is independent in essence? Meaning, do you need to know something before you know thinking, or do you need to know thinking before you know something? You need to know thinking. Whatever you say, if you say thinking is a process, or thinking is brain movement, or whatever you say, shouldn't you first be in thinking to say that? Yeah. So you are first in thinking before knowing anything else. It's first in essence. But didn't we prove via the demonstration of the essence of the soul that thinking is independent in existence? Can you suspend thinking? No. Can you suspend walking? Yeah. So thinking is an independent presence, and it's an independent essence, and it's a substance. And in this substance, you will have modification of the substance that lead to all the different ideas that you have, which are what you think about. Is this clear? You see this, it's like a dream. You might say the thinking substance is producing this image. You see an elephant, it's like a dream. The thinking substance is producing an elephant. You look at matter and you play with this dough, and you say, yeah, maybe thought is producing this thing I call matter. And I hope now you see where we are. We are here, we are stuck where? We are stuck in our minds. Really, all of this, can you prove that this is outside of your mind? Anyone? Can you prove that this is outside of your mind, or maybe it's a hallucination, a dream, or a thinking production? Does this remind you of a movie?
Matrix.
Matrix and Inception. Perfect. What happens in Matrix, to start with the first one?
Everyone's in a simulation.
Everyone is a simulation.
And everyone, their brain is connected to a computer.
It's connected to a computer, and what do they see?
They see the like what they believe is the
Exactly. They see New York, they're alive, etc. And what happens if you take the blue pill or the red pill? You know, blue pill, red pill.
They go after this.
Blue pill, what happens is you
go into the simulation.
blue pill, you wake up. And what do you see when you wake up?
A desert.
See a desert, it's better than a desert, it's more horrifying than a desert. You remember the scene, what do you see? You see this plantation where you have human beings sitting in bathtubs, and they are being exploited by machines, and they're being exploited by machines to produce 12 volt, 12 volts, which is the electricity that our body produces. The machines need that electricity, so they keep us alive inside like a bubble, which is a bathtub. And you have something here connected to your brain, and while you are sleeping, hallucinating, you see yourself living, walking around, until the day you take the blue pill. Inside the simulation, someone comes, he tells you, take the blue pill. If you take the blue pill, you wake up. You wake up, you see now the other side of the simulation. You really see the hardware. You see machines, you sleeping, what you thought you were awake. And this is when the movie begins, because Neo, meaning the one, i.e., that guy, Keanu Reeves, starts butchering the machines. Okay, so this is the movie. And how does the movie end after episode 1 and 2 and 3, and now you have the episode 4 coming? I hope they do that in episode 4. Well, how does episode 3 end, At the end, what does he do, Neo?
It doesn't know if he reached the ground or something.
No, it's a movie, doesn't know.
Yeah, no, it doesn't know if he really woke up or not.
It's a movie.
In the end, no, we don't know if he really woke up or not.
Yeah, I know that we know. He destroys the machine, he makes peace with the machine. No? Or the episode 3? No? Okay, so let's stick to episode 1. What happens in episode 1? He destroys the machine. Okay? So episode 1, really, you see him like conquering the machines. Fine. Now, why is this a bad movie? It's a good movie, but it's bad for Descartes. It's a bad Cartesian movie. If Descartes is watching the movie, what would he be? What would he say? He would be jumping on his seat and saying what? How should you end this particular movie? He destroys all the machine, he's covered with blood and stuff like that. And then he's walking. What should be the last shot? If you want to do a good matrix, the last shot.
And then he wakes up in a bathtub again.
Exactly. You have to not wake up. You have to see him still sleeping in his bathtub. This is clear. So you have to see, can your dream, can your vision that you're destroying the matrix be part of the matrix? Yes. Actually, the matrix could be like, I don't know, Inception is in these eyes. The matrix could be a kind of, black humored programmers, and you are dreaming that you're getting out. Well, actually, this is itself the simulation. So, can anything in the image tell you that you went out of the simulation? No. I see this is a real problem. Look around you. Can you see anything in what you see that can prove that you're not in the matrix? Anything. My voice, the color blue, the sunlight, the laws of chemistry and physics. Can anything tell you that actually this is not happening only in your mind?
Maybe if something is imperfect,
Huh?
there's a glitch.
Huh?
Maybe if something is imperfect, then there's a glitch or something.
Everything is imperfect as far as I know.
Fluidoid.
Do you consider that everything is perfect or imperfect in this world? Can you have a better iPhone?
Yes.
Yeah, so is your iPhone perfect? No. Can you have a better health, like you live 200 years, or even for eternity? Yeah. Can you die? Yeah, it means you're not perfect. So the world is made of imperfections, at least for Descartes. For Spinoza, we see the world is perfect. But anyway, for Descartes, the world is made of imperfections because, you die, you rot, your iPhone is not good enough, the internet connection doesn't work. It's a world of imperfections. So imperfection doesn't prove anything. Perfection doesn't prove anything because the world is, their appearances are like that, and that they could be that. You see that this argument would be crucial for Descartes. So can anything as such prove that you're outside? Find me one thing, one image, be it a sound or anything. The ideal object, yeah, but can you see it? No. Okay, so we're getting there. Now, among the stuff you see, among the appearances, can anything point towards the outside?
Light.
Why light? Can light be an appearance? Part of the simulation? Yeah. Death too. Or any image, you cannot get outside of your mind if you are dealing with images. You can't. You have all week to try. Find an image that tells you this is outside, this is not an appearance, it could be something else, you will never find it, including black holes, the universe, and whatever you want. All of that is simply images and hence can be reduced to appearances. Okay? I hope this is clear. I hope you're getting where we are stuck. This is what we have access to. What do we have access to? We have access to appearances. This is why Descartes is going to say, well, we need a metaphysical doubt to try to get out of our minds. A metaphysical doubt. Now, if you do philosophy, if you're a philosophy fan, who coined the first the word metaphysics? Aristotle. And for Aristotle, what was the physical world for Aristotle? The physical world, what was it? Anyone knows? For Aristotle, it's what you think is the world, not Descartes. You think that this is a chair, and it's here, and it's physical, and it's outside. This is clear for Aristotle. Aristotle is your basic software program in which you believe that you deal with things, that there are materials, that there are the laws of physics. All of that is Aristotle. Okay? You see, Descartes is not here anymore, because Descartes, he said, no, Aristotle, we're not sure about what he's saying. What are we sure about? Our thoughts, appearances. Yeah, these appear to me, and I'm only in quote sure that they are appearing. I can't say anything. So for us, the modern creatures, what is the physical? Is it matter, things, and stuff like that? What is first given to us, thoughts or matter? Thoughts. I hope you imagine here's a flip. So you say, yeah, organic life, material, etc. We can't tell him, no. What you have first access to is thoughts. So this is your physics. This is your physical world. Your physics is actually a thinking kind of spectrum, and you access the physical world, i.e. the ideational world first, and actually you have to prove that there is a material world. Actually, it's Aristotle in reverse. If you read Aristotle, so read Aristotle upside down. You are in thought and hallucination, you have to go out to prove that there is something else. Okay? Now, I hope this is clear. All we're getting is problem. Now, of course, Inception is a better movie. Why? Because at least Inception, at the end, you don't know if he got out of his dream. Inception, if you want to watch movies, watch Matrix 1, 2, 3, and the 4 is coming. So there are 4 matrices, and you can watch Inception, and there's a very good one, which is less known, it's called Existence with Z. Existence with Z, it's before Inception, maybe before Matrix too. It's by Cronenberg, where you see a man waking up from a simulation, and waking up from a simulation, and waking up from a simulation, the whole movie, and at the end you don't know anymore if he's in or out. These are good simulation movies. A good simulation movie either should end that you're still in the simulation, or you should get lost in these embedded worlds or embedded simulations. So Descartes really he's into that. He's saying, I'm in a simulation, how can I get out of that? It's a very, very tragic problem. And we said that the images as images can never get you out. And here Descartes is going to try to find something that proves that there's something outside. Okay, this is meditation 3, which is about the metaphysical doubt. How can I get beyond the physical? How can I get beyond the physical and reach something out there? So Descartes is going to say, do you believe that there's something out there? By a natural tendency, do you believe that the chair is not inside your head? Yeah. So you have what you call the tendency. You have a tendency that makes you believe that there's something outside. But if you have a tendency to believe, does this prove that there's something out there? No. Can you give me an example? You have a tendency to believe in something and it's actually not the case. A very well-known example. Which one?
For example,
Love, yeah. This is true. You can be convinced that she loves you, and actually it's not the case. And you have the flatness of the earth. You are really like, it's there, it's flat, and it's not. Okay? So, nothing proves that if you have a tendency to believe, and everyone is saying it is the case, and go believe it, that it is the case. So, tendencies do not secure objective truths. Okay? You believe it, it doesn't mean that it is the case. So the second one is the vivid and the faint. Why do you think this exists while your memories don't exist in the same way? Do you think that your memory exists? You remember when you were here last Thursday? Okay, so you remember when you were here last Thursday?
yes.
Okay. Does that memory that you have now in your mind, does it exist in the same way as this exists? Anyone? It's a memory. But why do you think your memory exists less than this?
Because we can't touch it.
You say touch it. Only because touching it?
No, because we now you.
Yeah, no, what's the difference between this image, I put touching on the
You
side,
can't see it.
and the memory of this image? Yeah, what's the difference?
Because the memory
What's the
is like
difference
your
as an image?
Maybe okay,
Is a memory like a dream?
Memories can be altered, they're not trusted.
Alter is another time. If you look at an image of a memory, remember last week, last Thursday. The image you see, what's the difference between the image you see and this image?
You can't picture it.
It's blurry, thank you. It's blurry. So what's the difference then? This one is it blurry?
This one's clear.
This one is clear. Okay, this is what we call in philosophy vivid and faint. Is your memory faint?
Yeah.
It's confused, blurry, you can't really see it. It's faint, confused. Whereas this image is vivid. So vividness could be the criteria that will allow us to know if you are inside or outside, if you are in the real or not in the real, meaning if you are in our mind or somewhere else. But does this, or is this enough criteria, vividness? This is what we can bring in the dream. Vividness. Is a vivid image enough of a proof to say, yeah, this is real, I'm outside of my mind?
No.
What can you evoke here? What can you call?
Vivid dreams.
Dreams. Dreams are super vivid, so they are not memories. They are really vivid, but we don't consider them to be outside of the mind. On the contrary, we consider them to be part or producers of the mind. So you see, the vivid faint is contradicted by the dream. The tendencies are contradicted by 1,000 experiences we have, where our tendencies don't prove anything. And the third one is passivity. Some people believe that, this is what you were saying, some people believe that when it comes to memories and imaginations, we can do whatever we want with what we imagine. Can you imagine a flying horse? Can you imagine a flying horse squashing in a wall? Okay, great. So you can do whatever you want with the flying horse. Okay? Now, when you're walking in the street and you see a bus passing by, can you do whatever you want with it? You know? No.
Depends if we say.
Depends if you. We're normal so far. We proved that we're not crazy. Beginning of meditation one. So can you move the bus just like that? With the power of your mind? You can. Great. So you can't move the bus just like that. Okay? So this is what we are passive. Some people believe that given that what we see in quote in the outside world, in quote, what we believe is the outside world, are images that we do not control. I don't control the movement of the sun, nor of the bus, nor of anything. We have a tendency to believe that because I don't control these, I'm not the one doing or producing them, hence they are happening outside of me or independently of my will, i.e. independently of my imaginative thinking processes. Is this clear? Okay. Is this a proof that it's really not happening inside your mind? What would be the counterexample again? Do you have an experience where you see vivid images that seems to be, where you seem to be passive, while actually you're not producing these vivid images, but actually you are producing them? A dream, thank you. Again, the dream. So in a dream, do you see a bus passing by and all kinds of things? Yeah. Do you feel that you are actively doing that? No. So the concept says, what if, somewhere, I don't know where, in the mind, you have a little thing that produces images. It seems to you that you are receiving, but you're actually producing and receiving. It's a possibility because the dream gives us such an experience. So he moves to the fourth argument, which is, we believe that things are outside of us because when I look at the chair and I remember it, the memory of the chair resembles the chair. Is this clear? So this is the argument particular by resemblance. Why do I believe that there's in and out? When I look at the chair, I remember the chair. The image of the chair remembers the chair. But is this enough proof to prove that this is outside? I give you the explanation. It's a bit tricky. So you look at the sun. How do you remember? What is the thought that you have of the sun? Is it just identical, or can you have many thoughts for the same thing? Many thoughts. What are the thoughts that you can have for the sun? Can you remember it as small, and can you know it as big? The sun is huge. How do you see it? Small. So is it true that the relation between the things and us is simply a relation of copying the outside inside the inside? No. Because sometimes what you copy is not accurate, and sometimes what you know about the supposed outside is opposed to how the outside affects you. So all of these shows that nothing in what we spontaneously apprehend, meaning with our imaginative thinking, can prove that there is an outside. I hope this is clear. Nothing. You can say, yeah, my ideas look like the outside, this is why there is an outside. You can say, this is vivid, while my ideas are faint, hence there is an outside. You can say, I have a tendency to believe in the outside, hence there is an outside. And you can say that I'm passive when apprehending the outside, or active when apprehending the inside. Hence all of these don't prove that there is an outside. So we are even more stuck. So thinking with images, imaginative thinking, cannot give you access to the outside. And this is where Descartes is going to take another path. He's going to say, let's see how I can consider this problem of the outside with understanding and not anymore with imagination. And here he introduces a crucial notion in the history of philosophy called the proportion between the ideas and the cause of the ideas. I explain. You see, in the imagination, we really think that an idea is copy-paste from the object of the idea. This is how you imagine. This is not how you should think. I'll give you an example for this proportion. Descartes says ideas, the idea you have, whatever idea it is, should be in proportion to what causes the idea. What does it mean? You know, you open your computer. What do you see when you try to, open your laptop inside? Look at it. Do you understand anything? No. If Steve Jobs opens it, does he understand something?
Yes.
Yeah. So you see what Descartes is saying is exactly that. He's saying, if you are Steve Jobs, can you conceive and produce something which is extremely complex in terms of computer engineering and stuff like that? Yeah. So your idea of the computer, you meaning Steve Jobs, isn't it more complex than your idea of your laptop? What kind of idea you have of your laptop? How do you look at it?
It's complex.
Not you, let's say your little brother.
Just
Yeah, it's a nice thing, it's shiny and black and cool, and you can play on it, and that's it. Okay? So you see, this is how you understand your laptop. This is clear. So me, when I look at a laptop, the only access I have to this object is, yeah, okay, it's cool and nice and it makes noises and it's fun to use. But if you bring a computer engineer and he looks at the laptop, he can see inside, as we say. He really can see the wiring, the softwares, how the softwares relate to the hardware, and it's really complex. Okay? Do you see what Descartes is saying? To produce the idea of a computer, should you be smart? The blueprint. If you are Steve Jobs, when you are doing the maps, the blueprints of the Apple computer, should you be like really smart and powerful in thinking?
Yes.
Yeah. If you bring your little brother to produce a computer, what would he produce in terms of ideas about the computer? What would he draw?
Something shiny.
He draw a little square shiny, and that's it. So you see, this is what you call the proportion. Okay? For your car, it's the same. Open your hood, look inside your engine. What do you see? At least me. I look inside my engine. I think this is like, it's like intestines, and it's so messy that you don't understand anything. The engine, your engine. So here you have all these tubes and I don't know what, and you really don't understand. If you bring a mechanic, when he looks at that, does he understand the relation of all the parts? Yeah. Now, the relation of all the parts, when understood, this is what you call the objectivity of the idea. The objectivity of the idea is the complexity of the idea. I hope this is clear. What you call the objectivity of the idea, it's a degree of complexity. How complex can you design a car, a computer, a house, or whatever? So when you do the blueprints, what are you really doing? You are putting many parts together and creating a system of complexity, a complex system of relation. And the one producing this complex system of relation should be at least as smart as these relations. Is this clear? Can Steve Jobs create a computer which is, let's say, an Atari? Do you remember your Atari? No. Okay, can he make an Atari? Yeah, why? Because he is smarter than this complexity. His brain power is bigger than this kind of complexity, so he can produce less. But can he produce more than his brain power? No. He can produce, let's say, at best, if he's in good shape, the same kind of power, the same kind of complexity, or a complexity that fits the power. I hope now you're getting where we're going. So Descartes is saying, if you look at ideas, you shouldn't look at them like images, vivid, faint, all of these things. You should look at them in terms of complexity and not in terms of imaginary qualities, like vivid, faint, clear, not clear, I believe it, I don't believe it. So now, what do you think Descartes is going to do? I hope you understood now he's a new method to explore ideas. Is this clear? When you look at an idea, what should you think about? Its complexity, and you have to see if someone can do this complexity. So what do you think Descartes is going to do now? Yeah.
I was thinking that someone created reality is more complex than reality.
Yeah, but is there a reality for Descartes so far? No. So what should he look at?
Something more perfect than what we can understand.
Yeah, so he should first scrutinize what? Huh? Appearances, yeah. So now he's in the mind, right? He's blocked inside the mind. So he has to now survey the appearances. Okay, a cow, sunlight, light, and he has to think, can thought, meaning the thinking substance, can it produce this appearance? This is clear. That is how he should do it. And if he stumbles on something that he cannot produce, what does it mean? Who did it? Did he do it or someone else? Someone else. Hence, this would count that there is someone else and an out. Did you see how he's doing? So as if you go inside your home, and you start looking at the things, and if you stumble on something that doesn't belong to you, what do you think? Someone has put this thing here. And this is what Descartes is going to do literally. So you start surveying now the ideas again. He says, okay, I have these ideas. I have the ideas that this is a substance, like it exists. Can thought produce the idea of a substance, something that exists independently? Does it have the power to do that? Yes, but why yes? Can thought produce things like elephants, horses, etc., knowing that they are substances? And why yes, knowing that thought is defined as a thinking substance?
There's no caring for everything.
Huh? This is how it is a substance.
Thought is more complex than images.
No. You see, we're not talking about that anymore. I say, if I look at this image and I consider it to be a substance in terms of complexity, why thought can produce this image as a substance? If thought is itself a substance,
Substance is substance.
it has to be other than substance. If you're a substance, can you produce a substance?
No.
Why not?
Yes.
Why yes?
The effect on the cause relation. It can be the cause and effect at the same time.
This is different. This is, I can produce something of the same nature. Can fire burn? Not the same fire. It's not saying can I produce myself as a substance. It's saying can I produce another thing that looks like a substance or that has the quality of a substance. If you are a substance, can you produce that?
Yeah.
Yeah, why yes? Obviously.
So reproduction.
Huh?
Reproduction.
Not reproduction, no. We said, who can produce what kind of idea? If you are as powerful, you can produce as powerful.
An object.
Proportion. There's a proportion between ideas and the cause of the idea. There's a proportion. So if you are a substance, and I suppose substance is a kind of power, can you produce the idea of a substance?
Yes.
Yeah, because there's a proportion between the power substance and the idea substance. This is clear. If you are a substance, can you think about what it is to be a substance? It's very simple. You're a human being. Can you, just by being a human being, think of what a human being might be? Yes. I hope it's clear for everyone. So I repeat, it's not that complicated. You are a substance. You can think of something which is a substance because you are a substance. I hope this is clear. So when it comes to substances, yes, you can you can produce something which is a substance. So, can you think of something which is a material substance?
Sure.
No, can the thinking substance produce the idea of a non-thinking substance or an extended substance? Yes, why yes? Does matter think? No. Is it a substance? Is there more in a thinking substance than a non-thinking substance? Can you produce less? Yeah. So can you imagine something which is a substance but doesn't think?
Yeah.
Yes. Did you get how it goes? So I am the thinking substance. Did you get it or no? So if you are a thinking substance, you can imagine something substantial, but that doesn't think because it's less. To make it simple. So, among these ideas, if you think of a horse or a cow are substances that more or less think or not, so you can conceive them. Light, matter, water, all of these things are substances, but they don't think, so you can also conceive them. So you are above these things. You are thinking and substance, so you can produce, you can conceive, not imagine, substances and thinking substances as much as you want. And isn't everything you see around you substances and thinking substances? Yeah, great. Now, Descartes says, okay, everything is a substance or a thinking substance. But there's one idea which is weird. One idea is weird. Among these ideas, you have an idea which is very weird, which is the perfect idea. This is when you bring perfection. Do you know that there's something called perfection? Did you hear about perfection? So when you say, oh, my iPhone is not perfect, do you think of the perfect and your iPhone? Yeah. Each time you say something is not good or not perfect or I want to be better or things could be better, aren't you thinking about perfection? Yeah. So perfection is an idea, and we need to know if this idea can be produced by the thinking substance. I hope you're getting what I'm saying. So matter, we said, okay, you could create it, you could conceive it because it's substantial and it doesn't think, so it's okay. It's extended, and you have an appearance of extension, it can work. Now, when it comes to horses, animals, and sun, and all of this is the same. When it comes to memories, imaginations, volitions, desires, what are these? These are thoughts, and you are the thinking substance. Of course, you can produce thoughts. So what are you left with? You're left with one mysterious idea, which is perfection. Yep.
Can you remember the myth of the cave?
The myth of the cave is all that. All what I'm talking about is the cave. You are blocked inside the cave, and while you are inside the cave, you need to get out. Okay? Cartesian version of the cave. This is clear. So why did you think that only perfection relates to the cave?
Because when the philosophers get out to the light,
Yeah.
you can see the perfect object.
Yeah.
And then remember.
Great. You'll see that exactly. Same story, modern version. So, but inside the cave, there must be something that points towards something which is outside the cave. This is Descartes. So if you look at perfection, can you be the one who produced perfection, knowing that perfection is characterized by the infinite? Why perfection is the infinite? If you are limited, are you perfect? No. If you are limited in your intelligence, are you perfect? No. If you are limited in your performance, are you perfect? Etc. So the perfect is the unlimited. We call it the infinite. Right? So now you have to deal with this idea called the infinite, and you need to know if the infinite can be produced by the thinking substance or if it is produced by something else. Is this clear for everyone? Okay. So do you have questions on that? The infinite, we do it next time. Okay? So I hope. Now, just a remark because I still have a couple of minutes. You see, if you read Descartes, at the end you have a table which summarizes the 5 meditations. And if you look at this table, it's all the time like that. It's insane how Descartes is systematic, even though he doesn't look to be systematic. In each meditation you have a reflection by imagination, then understanding, and he always ends up with intuition. Always you have these three sections. So if you take the meditation we have seen last time, the meditation on the body and the soul, what is the imaginary section, the understanding section, and the intuitive section? What are these sections? Anyone? If you think of the body with imagination, what do you think of the body? Huh? No.
Perception.
With imagination,
Perception.
which means that's last meditation. How do you think of the body? Huh? Huh? No, it's very simple. When you think about your body with your imagination, how does it look to you? Image, meaning it's brownish, it's a bit solid, and this is what we thought about. Now, when you imagine your soul, how do you imagine it? Not thinking, white fire. Now, when you think the body, how does the body appear to you? Huh? Not soul, not matter. What is the essence of the body? Infinite extension and infinite flexibility. This is how you think it. So infinite flexibility and infinite extension, is it brownish and harsh and stuff like that? No. How are you getting these two? When you imagine it, you think in God it is brownish and stuff like that. When you think it, what do you know? That it is an infinite extension and infinite plasticity. Let's take the soul. When you imagine, what do you imagine? Fire, white fire, thank you. When you think the soul, what do you know is the essence of the soul? Thinking. And do you know that the soul is a substance? Yes, because you get rid of thinking and you access thinking first. So you see, thought gives you a knowledge about things which is not the same as what the supposed knowledge, what imagination gives you as a supposed knowledge. This is clear. Okay? So, and then what was the intuition? It was the inspection of the spirit. When you know a clear idea, don't you also know that it is clear? Yeah, this is the intuition. So if you think about the first meditation, what was the imaginary part? First meditation. Huh? Huh? He's doubting what? The senses. This was the first section of the meditation one, which means you have an empirical doubt about the images. So the images are doubtful as images. What was the thinking part? Huh? Before that, the formal conditions are the way you understand what is common to all representations. This is clear. Do you see what formal conditions? No. But you know that they are spatio-temporal mathematical. Why? By doing a thought process. Okay? And what was the intuition? The betrayed being that knows that even if everything is wrong, including space-time and number, he exists. Did you get this repartition? Okay, so in all the meditations, you will find this. First, he begins with, let's think with images. What are ideas? Ideas seem to be copies, they seem to be vivid, faint, blah, blah. And then he thinks them with understanding. What is an idea? An idea is a system of complexity in relation to a power that produces this complexity. And as you will see later, you have an intuitive take on that story, which is when God appears to you in person. And we'll see this next time. Okay? So please read your readings.